the potential for a flake or flurry with students and showers on Saturday.
A what?
A flake or flurry.
Okay, I'm not ready for that. Thank you. Well, nearly 11 months after the Metro North train derailment that killed 4 people in Umbro, federal regulators are giving some insight into what may have caused that wreck. News on the Bronx reporter JT Zetta joins us now with more. JT.
Brittany, good morning. The National Transportation Safety Board has issued hundreds of findings already, but up until this point has not established a probable cause of that deadly December derailment in Spike and Dival. That's expected to change later today. It was back on December 1st that the train came off the tracks as it hit a curve along the Hudson River that carries a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. The NTSB said the train was going 82 miles an hour. More than 70 people were injured, 4 people died. Back in April, the board revealed the engineer of the derailed train, William Rockefeller, suffered from undiagnosed sleep apnea, which interrupted his sleep dozens of times each night. Among the other accidents that will have details released today, a May 2013 derailment in Bridgeport, Connecticut that injured more than 50, and the derailment of a freight train on Metro North tracks here in the Bronx. That happened back on July 18th of 2013. Back over to you.
Thank you for that. The City Department of Health and Hospitals Corporation say the 5-year-old boy who was being tested for Ebola does not have the virus. However, he will need to test negative several more times before he be cleared. He will remain in isolation until all tests are returned. The News 12 has obtained video showing the boy being transported by an ambulance and trained personnel to Bellevue Hospital Sunday night. The minor's mother says he was running a fever, but officials say when healthcare workers took his temperature at the hospital, it was normal. It wasn't until yesterday morning when his temperature spiked. And Ebola is very much on the minds of the rest of America. Newsfeed and NORC International poll says 8 in 10 Americans believe someone new will be diagnosed with the disease in the coming weeks. But there is overwhelming confidence in the federal government's ability to prevent a nationwide epidemic. The poll also shows more than 7 in 10 Americans say the federal government can stop an Ebola epidemic, and 54% believe the federal government is doing a, quote, good job in addressing the disease. But of course, to keep up with the very latest on what is going on with Ebola, check out our website, news12.com. I'm Brittany Miller. You are watching News 12 The Bronx. As local news gets still ahead, Westchester County Executive Rob Astorino is now accusing Governor Cuomo of making some racist comments. What he has to say during a news conference right here in the borough.
News 12 The Bronx is brought to you in part by Tri-State BMW Centers. Visit us at tristatebmw.com to schedule a test drive.
The BMW i8's full-color head-up display keeps you focused on the road ahead, even when you're driving the BMW 3 Series. This and other BMW i8 innovations available in the BMW 3 Series. BMW the ultimate driving machine. Hurry into your BMW Center and lease a BMW 320i X-Drive sedan for $399 per month with 0 down for a limited time only.
Introducing your shortcut to a better commute. The new traffic app. It's got real-time traffic information and can show you what's happening right now. Find out the conditions of the roads, how long your problem will last, and alternative routes. Imagine never being surprised by slowdowns again. Just go to the App Store and type News 12 Interactive. The News 12 Traffic app is available for iPhones and iPads and free for Optimum subscribers. All from News 12 The Bronx. As local news gets. Accidents happen. If you've been injured, call 1-800-I-AM-HURT. That's 1-800-I-AM-HURT. You may be entitled to financial recovery. Construction accidents, motor vehicle accidents, medical malpractice, lead paint poisoning, slips and falls. Here are just a few Bronx neighborhoods we serve.
So if you've been injured, get a Bronx law firm that fights for injured Bronxites. Call 1-800-I-AM-HURT.
News 12 The Bronx is brought to you in part by the law office of John C. Deering. Injured? Simply call 1-800-I-AM-HURT.
The MTA has a new chief safety officer. The agency appointed David L. Mayer to the new position. The MTA says the post was created to reinforce safety as their top priority. Mayer was previously the managing director of the National Transportation Safety Board. He begins his new job December 1st. And the city's jail system will soon have a new person in charge. Chief of the department, William He will retire this December. Clemens was one of 2 supervisors in 2012 who omitted hundreds of inmate fights from statistics turned over to federal authorities investigating violence on Rikers Island. Now, according to the Associated Press, Clemens said the decision to resign was his own. Well, a New York City police officer is found guilty of conspiring with known drug dealers. A jury convicted Jose Ramos of 3 charges, including attempted criminal possession of a controlled substance and attempted grand larceny and robbery as well. Investigators say Ramos was allowing an alleged drug dealer to operate out of 2 barbershops he owned back in 2008. Wiretaps also revealed Ramos was involved in plots to steal from other drug dealers and to transport drugs. He faces up to 30 years in prison for these crimes. He's also being charged with taking part in a ticket-fixing scam along with 15 other officers. In other news, the New York City Marathon security procedures will remain similar to last year's. That's according to its organizers. They say one notable change will be adjustments to how entrants are screened to reduce delays. About 50,000 runners are expected for Sunday's race. Organizers of the New York City Marathon are assuring the public people should not be worried about the event spreading Ebola. They say there were no runners registered from the 3 West African countries hit the hardest, but we're told organizers have been in close contact with cities, states, and even federal health authorities. Remember, the marathon, again, takes place Sunday.
Time now for sports. I'm Kurt Sender. Juan Perez has only 8 at-bats in this year's World Series for the Giants, but the DeWitt Clinton alum has made the most of them. That especially counts in Game 5. After entering the game in the 6th inning as a pinch runner, Perez stepped to the plate in the 8th inning with 2 on and crushed one deep off of the top of the wall for a 2-run double that gave San Francisco a 4-0 lead. He scored on the next at-bat, completing the Giants' 5-0 win that gives them a 3-2 series lead over the Royals. Game 6 later tonight. And for the second time this season, running back Chase Edmonds wins both the Patriot League Offensive Player and Rookie of the Week awards. The freshman had a stellar day on Saturday, scoring 5 touchdowns against Lehigh and rushing for 197 yards. The Rams are now up to number 10 in the latest FCS coaches poll. I'm Kurt Sender, and that's your Bronx Sports.
Now, if you ask me, this day is better than National Pancake Day, National Cheesecake Day, any other national day, because today is National Chocolate Day, which of course means a reason to eat more chocolate. So whether it's white, milk, or dark chocolate, don't forget to enjoy a little bit of the sweet treat today. I definitely will. But in more health news, a new Street study points to the benefit of chocolate. Listen to this. It found a natural compound in cocoa called flavanol increased blood flow in the brain to help reverse age-related memory loss. However, researchers say the amount of flavanol found in a typical chocolate bar is very tiny compared to study samples. The research was partly paid for by a chocolate company. You know what? As you begin to prepare to get an overload of chocolate Friday for trick-or-treating, don't forget to snap a picture of your little ghouls and goblins and send it right over to us. Just upload it to newsgov.com. Just look under the videos and photos tab, and then make sure you press that submit button. I cannot wait to see your pictures. I think there's going to be some good costumes this year. I can feel it.
I have a feeling.
I have a feeling. Maybe some little Mike Cazzettis running around. That may not be good for the Bronx, actually.
Well then.
I'm kidding, Mike. Oh my goodness. Lighten up.
Okay.
It's Tuesday.
Okay. No, I just was thinking about before how you channeled your inner Oprah, giving your little chocolates. Your chocolate. Yeah, this is very good. Very good. At least that's what I thought of. Our forecast looking great today. You can hear it laughing from all the way inside the studio. Temperatures will climb into the low 70s. It'll feel rather warm. I wouldn't carry any chocolate around today because it'll likely melt, especially with that strong sun. Healthy numbers climb to 20 degrees above average. Later on tonight, well, that's where it starts to turn a little cooler, but not by much. Only cooling down to 60, which is still well above average, thanks to the southwesterly wind also pulling in some thin clouds. If you're planning to watch the launch of that shuttle that started last night, it's postponed until tonight. We may have a few extra clouds in the sky before that, but you might still be able to catch a glimpse. 66 as tomorrow's high, starting off cloudy, turning wet by late morning, midday, as some brief sprinkles run through, and then it cools down big time. Clear doesn't occur until Thursday morning, but it still turns chilly. Back in the 40s, starting off every morning. Halloween is windy and cold. Well, trick-or-treat temperature should be in the mid-40s, but I think as the winds take over and some rain maybe mixes with snow, we'll tell you about that coming up after this.
My clients rely on us, so we need to have a reliable engineering.
I switched Optimum and I'm very satisfied with the service.
Businesses everywhere are switching to Optimum Online Ultra 50 and phone for just $69.85 a month.
You make the call, it's installed, and you're up and running.
They set us up much
Yeah, I
faster
felt
than I
like it was
expected.
running.
Switch now and get up to
Like it's
$500
running.
to help you out of your current contract.
It was easy to switch. You just switch. Optima really gets it.
Support your local businesses. We do. These vehicles need more than a road. They need a roadway. Because with this much power and innovation, they won't be driving too fast. They'll be flying too low.
Now get 0% financing for 72 months or up to $5,000 total cash allowance on 2014 Dodge vehicles.
Disney on Ice presents Frozen, presented by Yo Kids, Elsa, Anna, and Olaf live.
Tickets start at just $25. Go to Ticketmaster.com today. Opens Tuesday at Nassau Coliseum and next week at Barclays Center. Every day's game day at Hyundai of White Plains with two leading ground gainers. New 2014 Hyundai Elantras and 2015 Hyundai Sonatas. New 2014 Hyundai Elantra SE lease for $149 a month. New 2015 Hyundai Sonata lease for $179 a month. Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in the game. Get more for your trade. Get the help you need with financing. Rush to Hyundai of White Plains, Westchester Avenue.
The great outside. My new mom and I have a lot in common. We're shiny. We both love the outdoors. That's not a soccer. And she knows a lot about wildlife. A labradoodle.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Right now, mass transit, we're dealing with lots of delays and service changes out there on several of the subway lines. You'll definitely want to take a look at our website before heading out the door, news12.com. Just look on the traffic lanes and see what is happening with these trains this morning. As I'm going to tell you what's happening with the roadways, and we're dealing with lots of morning rush hour delays out there. Nothing that we're not used to at this time. The Bronx, you can see it across Bronx, is very busy in both directions, approaching Jerome Avenue, southbound Deacon, southbound Bronx, Brook Parkway, the southbound side of the Bruckner, also very busy, and in both directions on the New England Thruway, that's a tough one out there. If you need to head up north, stick with the Hutch, that is nice and clear. If you're Queensbound, no problem with the Upper East River crossing. 59th Street Bridge, a little bit slow. It gives you about 10 minutes to get across the span there. As for the downtown crossing, you see the red flow there on the Williamsburg Bridge. That's not an easy ride. I would say about 10 minutes there. The Cary Tunnel, that's another slow one. And the northbound on GQE, looks like it's getting a little bit better. The Guadalupe Expressway, that's still congested. All the way up to Atlantic Avenue, it clears, but then you're hit again with delays as you try to head over the Constitutional Bridge. Street cleaning rules in effect today citywide.
Usher, thank you. And for a local look at your traffic conditions throughout the day, check out News 12 Traffic and Weather on Optimum TV, Channel 61, or streaming live at news12.com, or on the News 12 app for your smartphone. We'll soon have to slow down on your way to work. Mayor de Blasio signs a new law to lower the citywide speed limit. The legislation lowered the speed limit from 30 to 25 miles per hour unless there's a sign specifically saying otherwise. The Department of Transportation Commissioner says dropping the speed limit by just 5 miles cuts the chances of a person dying from being hit by a car or vehicle in half. The new law goes into effect November 7th. And this brings us to our question of the day. We're asking, will lowering the speed limit from 30 to 25 miles per hour make the streets safer for pedestrians? You can vote on this one at news12.com or Channel 612. The Republican candidate for governor here in New York is now accusing his opponent and the city's public advocate of making racist comments. Westchester County Executive Rob Astorino held a news conference here in our borough to condemn the alleged remarks made by Letitia James this past weekend. Police reports say James accused Astorino of being anti-choice, anti-LGBT,
Could you bring them here?
and
Because I can't.
anti-progress.
Can you bring? Are you coming back by
James
here?
also allegedly called out Astorino for signing a federal desegregation agreement in Westchester County.
All right,
Joined by
'cause I'm
the
not
group
finished
Latinos
yet.
called Astorino,
But I
the
need them to
Republican
just
hopeful
go home.
maintains his confidence in the election.
And the governor has completely ignored the Hispanic community, the African American community, and now All of a sudden, he's trying to pretend he's going to be here for everybody. He hasn't been. I have in Westchester. I will be. That's why I launched my campaign on Bronx March 6th.
Ready to reach out to both Governor Cuomo and Public Advocate James for comments, but are still waiting to hear back. But do remember that Election Day is next Tuesday already, November 4th. In national headlines, more chilling details have come out about the deadly high school shooting in Washington State. Investigators say 15-year-old Jalen Freiberg invited his friends to lunch by text and then shot them at their table. 2 students died. 3 are still in the hospital, including 2 of Freiberg's cousins. Freiberg killed himself after Friday's shooting. Many people have been questioning who's responsible for the decision to quarantine people at risk of getting Ebola. Well, the White House says President Obama is prevented by the Constitution from forcing all states to follow a national rule for isolating patients. The Constitution gives the federal government the right to isolate sick people entering the U.S. or traveling between states, but the states have most of the authority to regulate public health, which includes the decision to enforce quarantines. Casey Hickox, the nurse forcibly quarantined in New Jersey after returning from West Africa, is said to be under quarantine in her home in Maine. The nurse agreed to be isolated for 21 days after the last possible exposure to the Ebola virus, but her lawyer is pushing for the state to follow federal guidelines which require only monitoring, no quarantine for healthcare workers who show no symptoms after treating Ebola patients. But we do want to remind you the Bronx Borough President is hosting an Ebola town hall meeting that is tomorrow, October 29th. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Bronx Museum of the Arts. Remember, keep it right here in News from the Bronx for continuing coverage of Ebola here in this city. In your 12 on Health report, the federal government is suing New York City, saying it ripped off Medicaid for millions of dollars by submitting false claims. A civil suit was filed yesterday. It says the city and a computer company used programs to avoid a requirement that Medicaid be billed only after private insurance coverage is used up. Now, prosecutors say the city wanted to get paid by Medicaid as quickly as much as possible. The city's law office says it strongly disagrees with those claims. I'm Brittany Miller. You are watching News from the Bronx this morning as local news gets. Coming up in sports, the Jets make a decision at quarterback. Who will start Sunday, Geno Smith or Michael Vick? That answer next, but first, the answer to our school day forecast.
We may not know who starts, but I can pretty sure bet that whoever starts is going to be pretty chilly if they're playing at home. It is going to be frigid by this weekend. So enjoy that 70-degree warmth with sunshine this afternoon, because November comes in with a fury. Stick around. We've got the details coming up in 2 minutes.
News 12 The Bronx 12 on Health is brought to you by GuildNet, offering long-term care plans that help people stay safe in their homes for as long as possible. GuildNet is where long-term health caring begins.
My dad, my son, and I are the 3 Musketeers. We do almost everything together. So when we found out Dad had Alzheimer's, it was hard on all of us. That's what I call GuildNet.
GuildNet's long-term care plans help adults with Medicaid, or Medicaid and Medicare get the help they need to stay safe at home for as long as possible.
GuildNet and laughter help us get through each day together. Thank you, GuildNet.
If you or someone you care for has an autism spectrum disorder, you may be interested in our clinical research study. We want to learn how an investigational medication might affect social behavior and communication in people with autism. To participate, you must be a man between 18 and 45 years old and must speak English. A caregiver must provide assistance with study activities. Help us learn more about autism. For more information, contact us today.
You want a superior car buying experience? You want Acura Westchester.
Hurry in for these great lease deals at Acura of Westchester, where we treat you like family. Great prices, great selection. Stop in and get the VIP treatment at Acura of Westchester, 2155 Palmer Avenue, Larchmont.
You want the best lease deal? You want Acura of Westchester.
News 12 The Bronx is brought to you in part by Big Apple Circus' magical all-new show Metamorphosis, now performing at Lincoln Center. Get your tickets at bigapplecircus.org.
Let's get a check now of our weather on the Chews. I'm so excited about today's weather. 70 degrees.
It's going to be fantastic.
Oh my goodness, do you have any plans for today?
Stroll, park, spend some time outdoors. And hopefully you have the same plans as well, because by, I think, Thursday, Friday time frame, answering that door is not going to be the easiest task, especially every time you open it, a big gust of 40-degree wind comes in, and then it turns even colder going into Saturday. Details ahead. But I think with our weather turning very warm today, it feels great. Mold scores a bit higher. They jumped back to the high level yesterday, but the weeds and weed count remains low. As some thin clouds work in today, they really begin to thicken up later tonight into tomorrow morning and give way to a spot shower or sprinkle tomorrow midday. Then the cool down begins, so no more of this 60s and 70s business. Oh no, it's back down into the 30s and 40s. Weather means business. Notice the nice orange shade of warmth that we've been enjoying. Well, that's gone by Thursday, especially with Friday's cold air cooling down. Look how it digs down into the middle of the country, allowing for the chilly weather to stick around, plus wind. So on Saturday and Friday night into Saturday, with all of that wind, likely some flurries could be around with some spot showers and sprinkles. It's not going to be the prettiest Saturday after a pretty dry but chilly and windy Halloween. 45 is the high on Saturday. Let me say that again. The high on Saturday is 45 degrees. We start off in the 30s that morning, and that will also be the case for Marathon Sunday. 36 degrees, but there will be less wind, at least for the marathon runners, as highs climb to 48. Really chilly stuff, but hey, that's November for you.
I think that the moral of the story is that we just enjoy today.
Oh, yeah.
And it feels like the last of the high temperatures.
Still like this is for the 17th, almost
That's what I was doing. That's what I do every Mike, thank you. A judge has ruled that jury selection in the trial of alleged movie theater shooter James Holmes has been postponed for the 5th time in Colorado. The judge said the selection will begin January 20th after the defense asked for more time to review a sanity evaluation. Holmes is accused of opening fire inside a packed movie theater in Aurora in 2012, killing 12 people. He has pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity to the 166 charges he now faces. And a federal judge ruled the most recent White House fence jumper incompetent to stand trial. The judge ordered 23-year-old Dominic Adesanya be held for more psychiatric testing and treatment. Another court date is set for December 22nd. 2 Major League Baseball teams are stepping in to help out the Yogi Berra Museum after a recent break-in. Berra's old team, the Yankees, along with the New York Mets, say they will be donating items to the museum located at Montclair State University. The museum dedicated to the Hall of Famer was broken into earlier this month. Officials say the museum will get exact replicas of the items stolen from the facility.
Time now for sports. I'm Kurt Sumner. Rex Ryan made it official on Monday afternoon. Geno Smith is out. Michael Vick will start at quarterback this week for the Jets. Makes a lot of sense after the Jets' 20-point loss at home to Buffalo on Sunday, their 7th in a row. General Manager John Idzik has come under fire for the perceived lack of talent on the roster. Idzik held his midseason press conference Monday and was actually optimistic about not just the team, but the performance of his head coach.
All the traits that make Rex Ryan our leader, our head coach, are still intact. We've seen splashes, but we need to see consistency. So there are signs there in our play to our fans. But we need to, not signs, we need to show them wins.
And the Jets will take on the Chiefs on Sunday. I'm Kurt Sumner, and that's your Bronx Sports.
Alborough getting in the basketball mood yesterday. Jose Calderon and Tim Hardaway Jr. stopped by the Chase Bank on White Plains Road to sign some autographs, take pictures, and even give out some tickets. Oh boy, it's all part of the team's basketball and the Boroughs campaign, giving the players a chance to get out and meet New Yorkers throughout the season. The Knicks open their season at the Garden against the Bulls tomorrow night. Can't wait for that. Well, if you are a big fan of the Cronuts, but don't want to wait in those long lines, Dunkin' Donuts could be the place for you. The company says they plan to roll out a croissant donut next week. The chain says the croissant donut hybrid will only be available for a limited time. So I guess Get it while you can, like today's weather. I'm Brittany Miller. You're watching News 12 The Bronx. As local news gets coming up, a live traffic report showing the latest on the roads and rails, plus another look at your weather on the sheet. But first, here's a quick look at the results so far. Our question of the day, we're asking, we're lowering the speed limit from 30 miles per hour to 20 miles per hour. Make the streets safer for pedestrians. Have a beautiful morning.
For fast access to news, traffic, and weather, you need the News 12 family of apps.
Come on, kids. Gotta get going. Weather. What's it like out there?
The sun's out now, but lots of rain later.
Okay, hold this. Traffic? How are the roads?
Stick to the parkway. Local roads are a mess.
Okay, let's get moving.
The News 12 family of apps. Download all free today. Free with your Optimum subscription.
All new. 2 words you hear a lot in this industry. 2 words we seem to accept without actual proof. But in the case of Chrysler 200, new is actually happening. Like getting better highway fuel economy than Camry and Fusion, and outshining them in safety. Come see for yourself before the deals are gone at the Chrysler Great American Drive event. Get a low-mileage lease on Chrysler 200 Limited for $159 a month for well-qualified current lessees of competitive vehicles.
We used to drive a Honda Civic,
I love that car.
but after shopping around, we decided to leave our Honda.
For a new Honda.
The Honda Accord, Civic, and CR-V all have fantastic tech features like Bluetooth, rear-view camera, and Pandora. And even better, all that comes standard.
Gotta love technology.
Start something special with your Accord, CR-V, or Civic from Honda. ABB.com's most trusted brand. At your Honda dealer. Coming to Woodville College, it feels like I'm coming home. It feels like a family.
I am a working mom of 5. They did offer evening classes, they offer daytime classes, even weekend classes.
And the best thing we got going here is that one-on-one. It's like having a guidance counselor, a mentor, a parent with you 24/7 in Woodville College.
Boricua is very flexible with me. That is one of those selling points that make a choice in coming into Boricua.
As local news gets. News 12, The Bronx.
Thanks for watching News 12 The Bronx. It's Tuesday, October 28th. I'm Vanessa Freeman. Nearly 11 months after the Metro North derailment that killed 4 people in our borough, federal regulators are getting some insight into what caused the wreck. News 12 The Bronx reporter JT Zetta joins us with more. JT?
Vanessa, good morning. The National Transportation Safety Board has issued hundreds of findings already, but up until this point has not established a probable cause of that deadly December derailment in Spike and Dival. That's expected to change later today. It was back on December 1st that the train came off the tracks as it hit a curve along the Hudson River that carries a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. The NTSB said the train was going 82 miles an hour. More than 70 people were injured, 4 people were killed. Back in April, the board revealed the engineer of the derailed train, William Rockefeller, suffered from undiagnosed sleep apnea, which interrupted his sleep dozens of times each night. Among the other accidents that'll have details released today, a May 2013 derailment in Bridgeport, Connecticut that injured more than 50, and the derailment of a freight train on Metro North tracks here in the Bronx back on July 18th, 2013. Vanessa?
Thank you, JT. We will stay tuned. And the MTA now has a new chief safety officer. The agency appointed David L. Mayer to the new position. The MTA says the post was created to reinforce safety as their top priority. Mayer was previously the managing director of the National Transportation Safety Board. He begins his new job on December 1st. And New York legislators have proposed a GPS tracking ban. It would make it a misdemeanor and allow civil suits. Sponsors note it wouldn't apply to police, who are already required to get a warrant before using a tracking device. However, parents are the exception if they have children using a car. Tracking now, a beautiful day. We're going to check in with meteorologist Mike from Zetta. Mike, I hear we may even hit 70 degrees today. Is it true?
It'll feel fantastic. Throughout the morning, temperatures warm, Vanessa, and likely hit the low 70s midday, likely around the noon, 1 o'clock hour. It's going to feel fine outside. 56, a cool morning. Starting your day over in Frosnick, still in the upper 40s in Bedford Park, but fear not. That southwesterly wind working in our favor and will warm up the entire boat from top to bottom throughout the day. Notice the last of the clouds now pushing eastward as this really clear sky heads in our direction. That will enhance the warming throughout the day until we get to the clouds later tonight in this front, which will provide us with a little bit of rain tomorrow midday, ending our little warmer feel and sending temperatures right back down to the freezer. Our forecast today for you out in Grosvenor points to a warm afternoon. Numbers holding well above average, anywhere between 15 and 20 degrees, and staying sunny and mild even through this evening. Our overnight low waking up tomorrow.